What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about the state of affairs of the average altcoin today, the altcoin markets. That's the purpose of this video. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. So the purpose of this video is to discuss what I think the average altcoin is going to do when it comes to moving down from here. Okay, well, and likely we do see lower lows than what we've seen already. Likely we do. That doesn't mean we have to. But if we do, we're going to go over what it would look like if we do go down, and if we don't go down, if we find support here and move higher, what we would have to see from the average altcoin as well, at least by way of this chart here. We're going to go over some other charts. We're going to look at Ethereum versus others. We're going to do some stuff like that too. But others, that's the chart here. Others, you type that in, is the crypto total market cap excluding the top 10 coins. What does that mean? Well, if you take the top 10 coins here on CoinMarketCap from Bitcoin down to Tron, you take them out of the equation, this is the market cap total of the rest of the market, okay? At least the coins that are verified and not scam pieces of crap, right? I do believe there's a cutoff. It doesn't include like every coin in the crypto market. It's not all the meme coins and stuff like that, but a lot of the coins, I think it's like, I don't know. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Let's figure this out here real quick. Let's see. How many coins does the others chart include? Give an answer strictly in numerical form. I don't want anything else. I don't want anything else, please. Just a straight answer, Grok. That's it. 115. Okay, so wow, it's just the top. Really? I thought it was more. So it's like the top 125 coins. Is that what it is? It's just the top 125. Wow. No, hey, that's cool. That's fine. I think that's actually a better representation anyway, so that's fine. We all learned a little something new today. I thought that it was a lot more. I didn't know that it was. So it's not the total crypto market cap. It's just the total in the top 125, excluding the top 10. Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. I didn't know that. I actually did not know that at all. I thought it included thousands of coins. So hey, at least we know that now. I don't know how many people know that actually, because I've heard other people talk about it too, and everybody seems to assume it's just the rest of the altcoin market, but it's not. But still, it is a good index for the whole altcoin market. Okay, so all I'm trying to say by this is if we look at this relative low here, the relative low that we had in August 5th of 2024 to the relative high back there in December, some months later, if we were to look at where we are on the fibs, okay, you found support at the 382, found resistance at this area, came back down to the golden ratio, and now you're finding resistance at the golden ratio where you once found support. Likely, if you were to continue going down, the next area to hit would be the 786, and that would imply that the average coin, at least in the top 125, drops about 16% to 24%. It wouldn't surprise me if anybody's holding coins outside the top 125 that they drop more than that. It wouldn't surprise me at all, okay? It could. And even if it is in the top 125 and it drops more than 24%, not every coin is going to perform the same. Some will drop more. That doesn't mean they're trash. Some will drop less. That doesn't mean they're gold, right? It's just sometimes things move how they want to move for whatever reason, right? They can move sideways, but the average coin, at least what my expectation would be, is a 15% to a 24% move. Bitcoin, I'm anticipating, will drop about 11.5% from here. And if and when that happens, I would just at least expect that the average altcoin does drop a little bit more than Bitcoin, right? Oftentimes, if Bitcoin drops 10%, the average altcoin drops 20%. So this is well within that range. But that's kind of the zone that I would expect to find support. Whenever you do find support at your 786, 886 area, depending on how you want to move out of here, I mean, you can be methodical on your way out just like you were on your way down. But whenever you move up, generally in bull markets, you move up a lot faster than you move down, right? I think that's very apparent right here. I would expect that from this zone, however low we go, whether the average altcoin drops 15% or 25%, but that is the basis that we're assuming, whether it drops whatever percent, once the other chart hits that zone, we're probably going to immediately rip at least to the 382, if not all the way up to the 236 or beyond. And that kind of depends, right? If we hit the 786, we find support there, the average drop is 15%, then we're probably going to stop at the 236. If we stop at the 886, we go to the 382, okay? And that would imply that after a 15 to 20% drop, 25% drop, I'm sorry, we see anything on the lines of an 82% pump across the board to potentially, from the lows, not from the current prices, to potentially a 73% pump across the board, right? And maybe even more. This is just kind of the expected area that we would go to after you pump. You can, and oftentimes enough, you do continue to grow through this. And I would expect that with this kind of maneuver, with this kind of movement, the rest of the crypto market would be moving up as well. For this chart to move up, I'm assuming Bitcoin, Ethereum, the top 10, they would have to be doing well as well. We might finally begin our altcoin season, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't necessarily expect that Bitcoin moves up as fast as altcoins do on this coming rally. And it can. We've seen it move up faster than the average altcoin a lot this cycle so far, but we're coming to that point where if the dominance starts dropping, the DXY continues to drop, things get under control, and we start to see some hype in the markets. I wouldn't be surprised at all if alt season was right around the corner. I'm not the only person that's been expecting this. I've been expecting this for months now, and we're just waiting and waiting and waiting, but it's every day that passes is another day that we're closer to it happening. That's for damn sure. So the expectation, you guys, just to make it very clear, and we look at the daily RSI, it does look pretty damn bearish. The expectation would be to go a little bit lower. We're going to see a 15 to 25% drop overall for the average altcoin, at least in the top 125. Outside the 125, you might see deeper drops. That doesn't mean that you have to. And if you see something that's less than 15 to 25% drop, even if it drops less than Bitcoin, that doesn't mean that you found gold. You just found something that's deciding to do opposite of the markets for a season for whatever reason. And that happens every single cycle. And actually, oftentimes those coins are top performers, but it depends on how it acts. So I don't really care to talk about that too much, other than like if while the rest of the market's dropping, your coin does like 100% growth, or it's like sees some crazy growth while everything else is dropping, that might be encouraging. But if everything else is dropping 10 to 15% and your coin's just like flatlining or like staying still, it's up 10 or 20%, that's encouraging, but it's not crazy. But when everything does move up, it would be encouraging to think that it probably does move up more than the average coin. So I would expect that we drop 15 to 25% for the average coin over the coming days, if not weeks. And by the end of this month, we'll have resolution of that downside. And then whenever it comes to April, May, we're looking for straight upside only, man. It's going to be a phenomenal time. Here, we had a good time, right? Beginning of November into the beginning of December. That was 1 month of glory. I think we're going to have multiple months of glory. I think the rest of this year is going to be glorious for the average altcoin and for crypto as a whole. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. Just prepare yourselves for this final move to the downside. And I do want to see if this 886, 786, if it comes in line anywhere else that are like showing prominent areas here, right? Let's see, the 786 right there, 88. That's pretty damn close, but it's there we go, right there on it. Yeah, prior area of support there, prior areas of support right in the zone, just above resistance here, kind of at areas of support here. It's significant enough. I would think more so that the average coin from this metric drops like 15%, which makes me rethink. It makes me rethink Bitcoin. Maybe it doesn't drop that low. Maybe it does hold at like 74K right there. And that wouldn't be crazy at all, because then we'd be tipping prior resistance here, prior resistance there. I mean, that could happen, right? I'm assuming there's a lot of people who want to buy it up at these prices, let alone if it goes any lower, right? A 10% drop from here might be the discount needed to just send this thing through the roof, but we'll see how it goes. I got nothing else for you guys. Expect a drop. Hit the like button, subscribe. See you on the next one. Bye.